Welcome back. All right, so Saturday we've got 11 games on in the National Hockey League. We've got one that's a matinee game and then 10 games that are evening games. So it's going to be a pretty full day. This game will get its own video altogether. St. Louis and Colorado. 3 o'clock Eastern start, noon Pacific. The first two games these teams have played, it's been a split. November 14th, St. Louis wins 3-2. December 11th, Colorado wins 3-2 in overtime. Now, in the event that the Colorado Avalanche become the Quebec Nordiques before this game starts, I owe you $20. The next game is February the 18th, so they're going to have 4 matchups. And for St. Louis, they're 23-23-3. Now is a good time to go on a run, St. Louis. You're 4-6 in your last 10, and you've lost 3 in a row. Away from home, they're 13-11-1. Their goal differential is a scary -25, so they've allowed 25 more goals than they've scored. On the Colorado side, they should be angry after that loss against Anaheim. They're 26-18-3 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 7-3. Maybe the loss against Anaheim was a sign that they were looking ahead to the game against St. Louis. There are also maybe some teams that are having a hard time focusing because they know the All-Star break's coming up. But for them at home, Colorado's 12-9-3. Their goal differential is a +16. So for Colorado, looking for a win. For St. Louis, desperately needing to get back above 500 and start clawing their way back into this. Then 3 hours later at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, Boston and Florida play for the final time this season. So Boston's won 2 of the first 3 meetings, 5-3 on October 17th. December 19th, they won 7-3. In between is a 5-2 victory for Florida, November 23rd. So this is a chance for Florida to even up the season series. For Boston, they're 38-6-4, coming off that loss against Tampa. Great game there. Last 10 games, they're 8-2. They did lose their last game. Of course, away from home, they're 16-5-1. Their goal differential is now down to a +82. So it's still ridiculous. Florida, 23-22-6. Their last 10 games are 5-3-2. They lost tonight against LA. They need to bounce back here. At home, they're 12-7-3. They have a -6 for their goal differential. So Florida needs to get things going because Buffalo's getting closer. Pittsburgh's not going to stay cold. They look like they're potentially turning it around. So Florida has to go on a run here. And then an hour later, 7 Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, the LA Kings in against Tampa. LA won this matchup October 25th at home 4-2. The Kings are 28-17-6. Their last 10 games are 6-4, but they've won 3 in a row. And right now, they're first in their division. Away from home, they're 14-8-4. Their goal differential is also a -6. LA has a way of losing games big and winning close ones. On the Tampa Bay side, they're 31-15-1. Their last 10 games are 7-3. They've won 2 in a row. This week was considered to be a big test. This is the final test for them. At home, they're 19-4-1. So great home record for Tampa. They are a +31 in the goal differential category. Also at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, the Montreal Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators on December 14th. Ottawa won 3-2. They'll meet again on January the 31st. They will meet on February the 25th as well. So when I'm in California, I'll be watching this one too. So I will be watching games while I'm on vacation as well as I can, as much as I can. 20-25-4 is the overall record for Montreal. I don't think I'm going to be missing as much Disney for hockey as I did last time, though. Anyways, 20-25-4 for Montreal. Their last 10 games, they're 5-4-1. They lost their last game in extra time. Away from home, they're 9-12-3. They have a -49 for their goal differential. On the Ottawa side, they're 22-23-3. Their last 10 games are 4-6, but they've won 2 in a row. So again, they're threatening to go on a run. A win over Montreal would help them get back to 500. At home, they're 10-12-2. They have a -14 for their goal differential. So Ottawa, it's been mediocre all around, but they're still a good team there. It's just it hasn't been consistently good for them this year. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start as well between Philadelphia and Winnipeg. Winnipeg won in Philadelphia 5-3 on January 22nd, but it has been a lot of mixed results for Winnipeg over the last couple of weeks. So for Philadelphia, they're 20-21-9. Their last 10 games are 5-3-2. They've lost their last 2 games in extra time. Away from home, they're 10-9-7. They have a -24 for their goal differential. On the Winnipeg side, they're 31-18-1. Their last 10 games are 5-5. They've lost 2 in a row in regulation. At home, they're 17-7, but they lost that game at home against Buffalo. We'll see how it works against Philly. They have a +31 for their goal differential. So for Winnipeg, while they're not in any kind of trouble yet, you want to nip this in the bud going into the All-Star break. They want to get that win over Philly. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between San Jose and Pittsburgh. San Jose's testing teams, not winning very much, but they're testing teams. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again February the 14th, so Valentine's Day. For San Jose, they're 14, 25, and 11 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 2, 5, and 3. They have lost their last 2 games in extra time because that's where most of their games seem to end up. So many games go to overtime and shootouts for San Jose. Away from home, they're 9, 13, and 4. They have a negative 41 for their goal differential. On the Pittsburgh side, they're 24, 15, and 9. Their last 10 games, they're 5, 2, and 3. They lost their last game in extra time, too. So if this goes to overtime, don't be surprised. At home, they're 14, 5, and 4. They are a plus 10 in goal differential. And then at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. So we have 1, and then 4, and then another 1. I won't be inundated with and watching a bunch of hockey games at the same time tomorrow. It's actually a pretty light Saturday by Saturday standards, especially when you look at Saturday 2 weeks from now. That's brutal, especially right after somebody's birthday. That's a terrible thing to do. But anyways, on December 17th, Vegas lost at home against the Islanders 5-2. Vegas has been the better team on the road than at home, but tonight, of course, they lose against the Rangers. We'll see how things go on Saturday. Vegas is now 29, 18, and 3. That's a pedestrian record. They're 3, 6, and 1 in their last 10. They did lose their last game. Away from home, they're 15, 5, and 3. Their goal differential is a plus 13. The numbers have come down substantially for Vegas. They really miss Mark Stone. On the Islanders side, they're 24, 22, and 5. Their last 10 games, they're 2, 5, and 3. They won tonight against Detroit. We'll see if they can win back-to-back. I would think Varlamov goes here. At home, they're 14, 9, and 2. Their goal differential is a plus 3. So at least it's a positive for the Islanders trying to stay in that hunt for that last playoff spot in the East. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific start between Buffalo and Minnesota. This could be a big matchup for Buffalo here. They're 2 points back of Pittsburgh if San Jose gets an upset win. And if they get the win here, right? So Buffalo did beat Minnesota at home. They beat them January 7th by a score of 6-5 in overtime. Now they need to go to Minnesota and show they can do it again. They're 26, 19, and 3. Their last 10 games are 6, 3, and 1, but they've won 5 in a row. Away from home, they're 15, 7, and 1. Their goal differential is a plus 21. On the Minnesota side, they're 26, 17, and 4. Their last 10 games are 4, 4, and 2. They did win their last game. At home, they're 14, 8, and 1. Their goal differential's only a plus 12. So this is one that Buffalo can win, and we'll see how things go. For Buffalo, they've been up close to it. They've been up close to that playoff line. They've dropped off. Can they get above the playoff line this time? Especially at the All-Star break. That'll be huge, right? 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Chicago and the Edmonton Oilers. Both of the meetings these teams have had so far have been close, though Edmonton's won both. On October 27th, it was 6-5. On November 30th, it was 5-4. Chicago's 15, 28, and 4, but over their last 10, they're 7 and 3. So if you take Chicago lightly, they beat you. Away from home, they're 6, 12, and 2. Their goal differential is now a negative 54, which seems better than it was. The Oilers, 27, 18, and 4. The last 10 games are 7, 1, and 2. They lost their last game in extra time. That was a frustrating one against Columbus. At home, they're 12, 11, and 3. They are a plus 21 in the goal differential department. And with Vegas falling off and Seattle having some hiccups lately, and I mean, LA's on a run, but LA's played more games. So if they can get this done, the Edmonton Oilers are right in the hunt for that first place spot. We'll see how they do against Chicago. Also at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, the Columbus Blue Jackets, coming off the loss against Vancouver tonight, go into Seattle. Seattle should be able to bounce back from that loss against the Calgary Flames. So this is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again March the 3rd in Columbus. The Blue Jackets are 15, 31, and 2. Their last 10 games are 3, 6, and 1. They did lose tonight. Away from home, they're now 4, 16, and 2, and their goal differential's a negative 64. On the Seattle front, they're 28, 15, and 5. Their last 10 games are 6, 3, and 1. They did lose tonight. That was after a win the other night. At home, they're 12, 10, and 3, so their home record needs to improve. And they're a plus 24 in the goal differential department. And the final game of the night, you know you're going to want this one. It's Arizona and Anaheim. I will say this, while I want to joke and I want a kid, Anaheim's 5-2 win over Arizona, and what I saw of it, because it was a busy night, entertaining game. January the 24th was that one. They meet again on April the 8th, so they meet twice pretty close together, and then they don't meet again until almost the end of the season. For Arizona, they're 16, 28, and 5. Their last 10 games are 3 and 7. They did win that last game over St. Louis 5-0. Away from home, they're 6, 20, and 3. Their road record is just just kneecapped them. They have a negative 45 in their goal differential. Anaheim 15, 29, and 5 overall. Their last 10 games, they're 4, 5, and 1. They've won 2 in a row. At home, they're 8, 13, and 1, and their goal differential is a negative 81. So the reality is, over the last little while here, and having won 2 in a row, Anaheim's playing better, so I'm wearing a Ducks jersey. Also, because I will be in Anaheim in a couple of days, so that's kind of fun. And, or in a few days. But, so Saturday, let me know who you think's going to win. Whether or not you think spontaneous combustion can happen without the Flames being involved, because I do have my doubts. There are some THG BetX side bets with that you can use to parlay into your Fresco for your, the doohickey, the thing there. You can do that, or you can reverse parlay it into the, you get the big board. Because I have a big board. This is my big board. They have their big board. I have my big board. And, so there you go. It's all about gambling. So one thing with me just throwing that into the previews now is just I feel like I'm inundated with gambling sports lines all the time on every single broadcast, and I want to kind of make fun of it because I don't care about what the gambling lines are. I want to watch a hockey game. I could not possibly care less. Thus the joking around, and why not? We can have some fun with it because I don't care. You guys will never actually hear me say this is brought to you by insert name of gambling company here. Never going to happen. Just no. But anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and you guys can let me. You guys can let me know what kind of bets we could do that are just absolutely ridiculous. Will any of these turn into a floor hockey game? Could any of these become field hockey, where they decide, it's a nice day out, why don't we go to the football stadium, we'll play field hockey? That would be interesting, because field hockey sticks are completely different. It's not easy either. But anyways, enough sidetracking. Let me know your winners. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I know a lot of people, this will be their final preview, because the next few days after this are pretty quiet, but I will be using that to do a bunch of videos before we go on holidays, so there will be a lot of stuff getting uploaded that we'll post while we're on vacation. So don't you guys worry, there will be a lot of daily content coming your way, and thank you guys so much for all your support. I figure it's the least I can do. I will talk to you guys again, and I will be making videos while we're away too. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.